Hello and welcome back to another build video. This will be the last build video I release before Lightfall because the mods in Lightfall are getting reworked. Therefore, every build I have now will most likely be useless during Lightfall, which is why I will redo all of my builds then. Anyway, to get straight into it, this build is an infinite void grenade build where you throw infinite void vortex grenades and therefore get infinite volatile rounds. This build is very good for dealing with big enemies, the weakness from the void grenades, letting you deal bonus damage, and ad clear. Very good at ad clear because getting kills with the void grenade will grant you volatile rounds, which make it so once you kill an enemy or deal enough damage to them, they will explode in a void thing and deal damage to surrounding opponents and bonus damage to that certain enemy. And yeah, let's just get straight into it. Hello, this is the review and explanation of my infinite volatile round build. I'm using Arbalest, interchangeable with Izanagi's or any special weapon you want. I'm using Funnel Web in this energy slot. Funnel Web is a very good submachine gun, but any submachine gun, void submachine gun with Adrenaline Junkie and or Demolitionist as well is great in this slot. And then type in for my heavy. I'm using Void because I have a Font of Might mod equipped on my chest armor, which increases void damage. In my super, I'm using Bubble, interchangeable with Sentinel Shield, Towering Barricade, Catapult Lift, Shield Throw, Vortex Grenade, Offensive Bulwark, Bastion, Echo of Expulsion, Echo of Instability, and Echo of Undermining. Vortex Grenade, I'd say it's one of the best grenades to have in Void because of its constant damage, the pulling, and how it lasts a while, which amplifies the weaken effect and lets it last longer. Shield Throw is interchangeable with Shield Bash. Shield Throw is safer though because it is long ranged. Offensive Bulwark and Bastion is where the build comes together. Offensive Bulwark makes it so that while you have an overshield, or in the bubble, your grenade charges faster. You have increased melee range and damage, and melee final blows extend the duration of your overshield. So this makes it so barricade down, overshield, or Ward of Dawn overshield, which then grants you your grenade back. So you throw a grenade, if you don't have enough energy, just shove down a barricade, boom, your grenade is going to come back faster, much faster. And then Bastion makes it so that casting your barricade grants an overshield, which is extremely useful for the build. With the fragments, Echo of Undermining makes it so your void grenades weaken targets. This is very good because you can deal extra damage to your opponents. Echo of Instability makes it so defeating targets with grenades grants volatile rounds to your void weapons. So, infinite grenades, because this is an infinite grenade build. Therefore, infinite volatile rounds, because infinite grenades kill a lot of stuff, get volatile rounds. Volatile rounds is the best ad clear thing for Void. It is amazing. It destroys a lot of ads in general and does tons of damage. Echo of Expulsion makes it so your Void ability final blows cause targets to explode. This is just useful in general because Vortex Grenade, they explode, Shield Throw, they explode. You could change this with Echo of Remnants, so you that makes it so your Vortex Grenade lasts longer, and yeah, interchangeable really. For my helmet, I've got Sharpshooting and Firepower. You can choose whatever you want, just Firepower, which makes it so while charged with light, you regain a portion of your grenade energy when you use your grenade. which is useful for getting your grenade back faster. On my gauntlets, I have momentum transfer, fastball, and elemental charge. Causing damage with a grenade reduces your melee cooldown, useful in general. Increases the grenade throw distance, which is also useful in general. And then become charged with light by picking up an elemental well. For my chest armor, I've got Font of Might and Energy Diffusion Substrate. Font of Might makes it so weapon damage bonus to an element that matches my subclass element, and then a small amount of resistance to all damage dealt to me. On my greaves, I have elemental ordnance, which makes it so if I kill a dude with my grenade, I get an elemental well, very useful. And then on my incandescent mark, I have bomber and another firepower mod because they can stack. Therefore, kill an enemy with a grenade, will use a grenade while charged with light, and I get even more grenade energy back. So how this build works is that you start off with 2 Vortex grenades. Let's assume that you're using Vortex grenades, like I am. You start out with 2 Vortex grenades because of the Armamentarium Exotic, which grants you another grenade, no matter what subclass you are. And so, you throw a Vortex grenade down, you've got another in reserve. The enemy that you killed, let's say you killed an enemy with that Vortex grenade, that enemy will drop a Void Elemental Well, which you can then pick up to get you charged with light, and equip your weapons with extra damage because of Font of Might. So then, the next time you throw a grenade, you will get grenade energy back, but you can also place down your barricade or your Ward of Dawn to get grenade energy if you aren't charged with light or you need that little bit of grenade energy just instantly. So then, also, once you kill an enemy with that grenade, you get volatile rounds, which makes it so shooting an enemy will make them explode in void energy, and which is why this build is very useful in most circumstances. I recommend using a fast-firing void secondary weapon like Funnel Web, for example, even though I'm not using it in this footage. The Funnel Web, any void submachine gun, is very useful in this build because it does so much damage in such little time because of its large magazine and high fire rate. And then that pairs with volatile rounds really well because it can get the explosion procced very fast and just deal sustained damage to that one foe. Funnel Web comes in because it has the Vice Stinger perk. That makes it so that it has a chance for the magazine to be fully reloaded once you damage a target. So, therefore, it can make it so that you basically have infinite rounds. Even though that most likely will not happen, that is a very useful thing to have in the background. Using a Void Heavy is also optimal because of Font of Might. If you kill an enemy with your Vortex grenade and then get the Void Elemental Well to drop, you can switch to your Void Heavy weapon to deal extra damage to a boss, for example. This is really useful because dealing extra damage, I mean, who wouldn't want that, right? The Super is interchangeable with Bubble, well, Bubble and Sentinel Shield are interchangeable. You can use both. Because the offensive bulwark aspect grants you an extra Sentinel Shield throw, both are viable. I would use Bubble if you get into sticky situations or you want to help out your teammates. Sentinel Shield isn't exactly the best super in PvE, only useful if you are going to be using the shield version where you put up a wall which grants your allies extra damage. Other than that, it's not a very good boss damage super unless you are running the volatile aspect, which you cannot run in this build. Therefore, I would say Bubble is your best bet as your super. Now, since submachine guns aren't very long ranged, I recommend using ranged special primary weapon, which makes it so you are versatile in both ranges, close range and long range. Therefore, it makes the build a lot more useful, I guess, in the way that you can go longer and closer at the same time. That's really the build done. It's a very, very useful build. I have been using it a lot in my legendary Revision Zero Quest runs. I've been using it quite a lot. It's very useful even in harder content because of the weaken effect just being that useful and the volatile rounds doing so much damage. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you watching more videos, build videos, during Lightfall and after Lightfall. Again, I'll state it again, I will not be making any more build videos after this. I'll cover all that in another video after this, probably. So, this is just a early heads up. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. How it's supposed to feel.